Those crazy Captain Jack Sparrow looks. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your No Frills, the voice commentary from a singer. Oh, it's night 3 of the battle rounds, and our mentors Sammy Hagar, Charlie Puth, Joan Jett, and Bette Midler are still doling out excellent performance tips, and Adam has used his 2 steals already. Blake has both of his, while Alicia and Miley each have 1 left, but that's gonna change in just a few minutes. Here we go. We started out with Team Adam. Sammy Hagar started out rocking the rehearsal room with Adam on the drums. That was really fun. Johnny Rez versus Nolan Neal did Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, and Adam told Johnny that he'd like his voice to be a little less pretty, while Sammy told them to have a little fun with the song and to know the lyrics really well in first rehearsal. While in band rehearsal, Sammy said Johnny's voice has a lot of identity. He also told Nolan that he sings too hard sometimes. Adam also told them that they can't stick to the melody enough. He really wanted them to not to go outside of the melody too much on this song. And then Adam got on the drums to jam with them. On the stage, Nolan called Johnny in for a hug before they started, and then they did battle. Nolan got in a little note before Johnny started his first verse. Johnny had a nice tone, but the melody was kind of plodding in his voice, very uninspired. Nolan brought a little more diversity to the melody, and I liked the muted scream that Nolan pulled, and Johnny kind of followed him. Johnny was really chilling and bouncing and vibing on the song, while it seemed to me that Nolan was really trying to sing him under the table. You know, he was really bringing some intensity, and I'd give it to Nolan just for the intensity. They were pretty well matched, but Nolan really brought some oomph to it. Blake called it very evenly matched, but favored Johnny because he really stepped up. Alicia said she felt them more and more and preferred Nolan for his very special voice. Miley favored Johnny also, and Adam chose Nolan Neal because he feels the most connected to him. Next, Team Miley had Carly Meska versus Darby Walker. They did Brand New Key by Melanie Safka. In first rehearsal, Miley told Carly to keep some different parts soft, the louder parts, the higher parts to keep them soft, and asked for more harmony and corrected Darby's part. Joan asked the girls to reach down and find some low and mid notes. In final rehearsal, Miley asked Darby to bring more personality, and Joan told her to remember to breathe deep and fill it up. I wasn't very happy about this song choice, y'all, but Carly was doing her best with it, and Alicia shouted when Darby came in singing. Darby seemed a lot more comfortable performing the lyrics, while I felt like Carly took a little while to warm to them. By the time they finished, though, vocally and performance-wise, this was all a Darby show. Adam said Darby was hard to look away from, but thought Carly was the most grounded vocally. Blake called Darby entertaining and infectious, though agreed that Carly had the edge vocally. Alicia had a lot of nice comments for both of them and didn't have a favorite. Miley chose Darby, and Blake chimed in to steal Carly. A win-win! Here we go! He said he stole it because there was so much country in there. And if you think there's so much country in here, please make sure to thumb up the commentary and let me know that you are enjoying it. This is Robert Anton. I really appreciate y'all watching, and I appreciate your thumbs. Next up, we had Team Blake with Blaine Long versus Josh Gallagher. They did Stranger in My House by Ronnie Millsap, and Josh had excellent tone as he started this out in first rehearsal, while Blaine was a little uncertain about the melody. Of course, Bette told him he needs to learn the song and to not be scared. Blake even sang the melody to him. Bette also told Josh it was a little pushed and he needed to make it look easy. And in band rehearsal, Bette ripped Blaine about his baggy, saggy pants, saying he looked like an unmade bed. She also told Blaine that he needed to make everyone feel like he's singing to them, and she gave them stage presence and interpretation notes. Just very good stuff. For the performance, Josh brought out his guitar and Blaine got the first shot. Blaine seemed comfortable with the song and had a nice tone in the upper part, and I was actually enjoying both of them. Each had an interesting approach to the lyric and shine in different parts of the song. I liked when Josh came off the mic stand with all that energy and just jumped off and ripped it off, and I was like, go ahead, old boy. And the raspy sound coming out of Blaine was so good. They were very well matched. Each of them had something really, really good going on, and I am not sure who I would have picked. Alicia thought Blaine's voice stood out because of his tone and noticed Josh's showmanship and the brotherhood between the two. Miley called it a tie. Adam said Josh embodies a contemporary country singer but called it so close. And Blake chose Josh because he pushed himself to the edge. Next, we had a montage with Dana Harper winning over Tara Lane for Team Blake, Belle Jewel winning over Hallie Tomlinson for Team Alicia, and Simone winning over J Soul for Team Adam. Then Team Alicia had John Halverson versus Kylie Rothfield. They did House of the Rising Sun by the Animals, and Charlie went to Berkeley with Kylie. They figured out as soon as she walked, he was like, oh, we went to school together. That was really nice. They both pulled out their guitars for first rehearsal. Charlie thought their unison was haunting. Alicia gave them song arrangement notes, and Charlie suggested a music drop out near the end of the song, which totally gave me chills. I was like, oh my God, I was surprised. I was like, oh, that's good. That's good stuff right there. Alicia also asked Kylie for more power in the higher parts and told them to think about the abandonment of the song. In band rehearsal, Alicia looked like she was going to cry and shout. They were singing for her, boy. Charlie said the energy was insane and the music gave him chills. On performance night, they both brought the guitars and Josh started out solo, just him and the guitar, and he really just told the story with this wonderful tone. The band came in with Kylie and had such a great sound, and she had a plaintive, passionate delivery. Those crazy Captain Jack Sparrow looks from Josh had me laughing and screaming. I was like, oh my God! I was, y'all know how I carry on, so I would just carry on. And I was worried about Kylie as she got a little gritty up in her upper range, but I was totally loving the sound. Miley said he's awesome. I love him, while they were performing to Alicia, and their acapella was great, though not as effective on my skin as in rehearsal, but I totally enjoyed this performance. Another good duet, another great match. Miley talked about filling lanes on their teams and preferred Josh. Adam said the song fit for both of them and was a good pairing. He said there's a strong vibe and something very alluring about Josh. Blake mentioned the looks on Josh's face and said they're so good for a gunfight. He liked when Kylie's voice gets to shred and preferred her. And Alicia chose Kylie because she said she became a blossoming, powerful flower. And Miley stole Josh with her tongue on the button. She was like, I was like, okay, really, Miley? She bringing out a little bit of her sassy side. Team Blake was next with Christian Furman versus Gabe Broussard. They did The Reason by Hoobastank, and they were killing it in first rehearsal. These little young boys were singing like they were going for blood. Blake gave Christian some notes on selling the song visually. Bet asked Gabe not to scoop on one of the phrases, told him to hit it dead on. And in band rehearsal, they were again wailing away. Bet told them their singing is extraordinary, but told them they needed to perform the song without all of the lyrics and the mic stands and all that to see if they were believable. And for me, Bette Midler is giving some of the best all-around advice that I have heard on the show. I've been doing commentary every season, and she's been talking about vocals, stage presence, song interpretation, how to dress, presentation. She's just been going throughout everything with each of these different segments, not just giving just one little thing, but saying blah, 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 and you know to do da-da-da-da-da-da, just really all-encompassing advice. Even saying that they had to engage with the audience and each other, and she also told them that they can smile even though it's a serious song. So in performance, they were both trying to keep it steady when they started out, but you could just see, you can tell that they were really nervous. I think Christian got comfortable first and just let his voice sail, and that big note was money, and Gabe followed suit. Then they both did it again. I was like, oh my God, they were going back and forth. Very impressive. Those runs from Christian were so beautiful and well placed, while Gabe had such a wonderful gruffness in his upper range. Nice work from both of them. Alicia mentioned the two different styles and the great richness in the voice of Gabe. She preferred Gabe. Miley said Gabe's voice freaks her out, but like the tricks that Christian has. Adam also harped on the maturity of Gabe's voice and leaned towards him, but like Christian also. And Blake chose Gabe Broussard because of his vocal maturity. And let me tell you, that boy just has the voice. He was born with it. And in the pimp spot, we got Team Miley with Aaron Gibson versus Soraya. They did I'll Take Care of You by Joe Bonamassa and Beth Hart. And Miley told Aaron he could use his guitar, though he didn't bring it to first rehearsal. Miley also told Aaron to stay strong as he comes in. And Joan told him to let the conviction of the words flow through more. Miley told Soraya to pull back the riffs, and Joan advised her to find a space where it feels genuine. In final rehearsal, Aaron brought an electric guitar, and Miley gave him like this melody to help his voice shine a little better and give him a little section where he could really get into some grit in his voice. But I thought throughout she gave some really good notes to both of them. Aaron brought the electric guitar on stage, and Soraya brought the sexy. She was doing it in that dress. This was very bluesy as Aaron started out, and Soraya was adding some little riff backgrounds while he was singing. I was like, okay, you better go, girl, get on up in there. She had a little advantage being untethered from the mic stand, but they were both ripping some wonderfully rough notes, giving that gruff, and it was just really intense, and I could feel it all throughout my body. She also came over and really worked him at the stand. She could have just left him standing there playing the guitar, maybe made him like a background, but she was really working with him and touching him and really singing to him. I felt like she just really shared the spotlight with him. Her voice is amazing and outshined his, but he definitely held his own. All the coaches stood stood for them. Adam said, it's amazing what Aaron did, and said Saraya can fit anywhere but preferred Aaron. Blake said Saraya was born to sing that song and had a neck motion, and he had a neck motion going, and he preferred her. Mighty chose Aaron Gibson. Because he needs to spread his wings a little bigger. But you know what? I feel like she pulled a Pharrell on her. She wants to work with him more, so she chose him, even though, okay, but anyway. Then Blake chimed in to steal Saraya, and so did Alicia, and Saraya chose Alicia Keys. And I was just like, oh, Miley about to drive me crazy, pulling a Pharrell. Oh, Lord Jesus. If Saraya would have went home, I would have been so upset. But she didn't. And tomorrow night, we have the final battles happening. I appreciate your comments, and let's talk about the show. Who was your favorites tonight? Who do you think should have gone home? Did the right person go home? Did the right people stay? Let me know all of that, all of your thoughts down in the comments. I really appreciate it. This is Robert Anton. I am out.